Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the stock market show. Let's talk about Rigetti stock, RGTI, sitting at 25.48. So this stock, right, it was up at 58, and I haven't made a video on this one because it was at 58. It was at 53, 54. I was like, I'm not going to talk about something that's so expensive. Let's wait for quantum stocks to come down. They're going to come down at some point. We've been here already multiple times. Let's zoom out on the charts. You're going to see, if you watched my IonQ video already, you're going to see the same setup, right? The exact same pattern. It pumped huge here from $1 to 21. Pulled back to the purple line here, touched it on April 8th, $7. Ran from 7 to 58. Pulled back, and it looks like it's, maybe might come down to and actually touch the purple line. We'll see, maybe not. But regardless, for those of you who have been following my channel long enough, we know that quantum stocks, they love to they love to get, well, they do love to give money, but they love to get these quantum cycles that I like to call quantum hype cycles, not quantum cycles. They get quantum hype cycles. These hype cycles come around every now and then, maybe like once a year. They come around, and these quantum hype cycles, everyone gets excited. Oh my God, quantum's the next big thing. Everyone's gonna, get rich. It's these companies are gonna be the next, greatest thing ever. And the price soars, and it just continues to go up higher and higher, hits a new high, and then we tank. We are in the part where it tanks. That also means it's the part where you get excited because you get to buy cheap. Obviously, if you bought the top, you're not very excited. You're like, oh God, I should have watched this guy's videos back before I loaded the top, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people loaded the top. Because there was a kid at IHOP, a teenager, who talked about buying Bitcoin on crypto, which is bad because they probably bought it at the top. So, if just regular people, regular moms and dads are buying stock and crypto, it should be no surprise that we've come down as low as we did. That's usually a sign that we're about to sell off. When regular people start talking about stocks and crypto, usually means we're going to dump, because those are the people buying the top. We dump it on their heads. We wait for it to come down nice and cheap, and we buy again. This is a buy. I have a personal target of 58. And I know some of you are going to ask, why 58? How do you know it's going to go back to 58 shades? Well, my friend, patreon.com/shadesandtrades. Join the Discord, and you will not regret it. You'll see why. So from low to high, a 1,500% return. From purple line to high, 700% return. I'm rounding up a little bit. So from purple line to the next high, wherever that may be, let's say it just goes back to 56. That's 151%. Let's assume you buy Monday where it's at right now. Let's say you buy in after hours at 26.30. Let's say you buy at 26.30. That's 150% return. That's 115% return. So if I were to ask you right now, would you rather buy up here at 58 or down here where you have the potential to make 115%, or buy at the top or near the top? Let's say you bought at 50 for some reason. You're like, yay, 50, and then it's going to go to the moon. Well, you're only going to make 11% on the way back to the top, assuming you lump summed everything you got, because that's what most people do. They go all in because they're like, oh my God, I don't want to miss out. Let me go all in, and then they hold the bag. You see the difference, right? If you wait for that purple line, you have potential for 115%. Meanwhile, the bag holders, they're like, oh man, I guess I'll just take the 12%, right? That's assuming it comes back up. I do believe it will come back up. If you bought up here at the top at 20, it did come back up for you and then some, right? Quantum stocks, they just keep going higher over the long term. I can prove that to you. Let's go to the monthly time frame. What do you see on the monthly time frame? Right? Look at that. It just keeps going up. Just keeps going up, right? And there's these red months, and those are nothing more than, in hindsight, those red months are nothing more than buying opportunity, right? So in the future, you're going to see big green candles. This stock is going to be at like 58 plus, and you're going to look back at these red months. You're going to look back at this this crash here and be like, wow, that was nothing more than opportunity. So that's something to think about. I think you're getting a massive discount on this stock. That's how you should be thinking about it. You shouldn't be thinking about it, oh no, we're crashing, it's the end of the world. You should be thinking, wait, you're giving me a big discount? I've never seen people be afraid of discounts, but only in the stock market are people afraid of discounts. It's very weird. Think about that. People are, people trample over each other on Black Friday. People have died being trampled because, oh my God, huge discounts on Black Friday. Meanwhile, why aren't people trampling over each other to buy the discounts, right? Isn't that funny? No, people are trampling over each other when it's already up at the top here, when it's already running. Whereas if you buy it down here, it's just easy money. It just is. And you can even measure this, right? From top to where the price is right now. You're getting a 55% discount. $32 off from highs. Again, I ask you, would you rather buy at 58 or where it's at right now? Getting a $32 discount, 55% off. This is how I view the markets. I view it as, wait, we're crashing? We're getting discounts? What? Oh, thank God. Please come down lower. I want a bigger discount. Give me a 100% discount. I want it as cheap as possible, right? That should be your mindset, but most people don't have that mindset. Their mindset is, oh my God, it's the end of the world. No, sir, you're getting a 55% discount. Why are you scared? If you believe in this, what's the concern? Well, let's talk about my concerns, my personal concerns. Maybe you don't care, but here are my concerns. If you watched my IonQ video, then you know that I love IonQ because of its revenues doubling almost every year, right? Whereas the revenues for RGTI, unfortunately, as you can see here, their revenues are going down. This is why I always tell people when they ask me, should I buy RGTI or IonQ? I tell them IonQ because it actually has revenues that double every year, so far at least. Meanwhile, RGTI, 13 million in revenue in 2022, dropped to 12 million, then dropped to 10 million. So their revenues are literally going down. Literally. Let's look at the quarterly and just see what's going on here. And looks like their revenues are dropping this year too. Like their revenues are literally dropping. What does that mean? Well, if you run a business, your goal is to do what? Is to make money. How? By selling goods. By selling stuff, right? By you offer a product/service, and if people want that product/service, if there's a lot of demand, your revenues start to skyrocket. Unfortunately, that's not what's happening with RGTI. This is why I always tell people, if you want easy money and don't want to worry about, a stock that, if you want to make easy money on quantum, just buy IonQ. If you want a little more risk, buy RGTI. Obviously, RGTI is cheaper, so it can go from 25 to 100 and you'd make 400%. IonQ can go to 100 and it would only be like, would it be 100%? Yeah, it would be about 100%. So just keep that in mind, right? You buy RGTI, you're accepting this other risk because their revenues just aren't going up. They're actually going down. If it goes to 100, yes, you make 4x. IonQ goes to 100, you only double your money. So that's just how it is, right? That's just the name of the game. There's going to be more risk with some stocks, but more reward. And less risk with one, but less reward. So it's up to you which one you want to buy, because I know people always ask me, which one should I buy, RGTI or IonQ? And there's others, but I mainly focus on RGTI and IonQ. I would say IonQ takes the dub here. If you watch that video, if you haven't, go check it out. But that one actually has increasing revenues by a lot too. Like the revenues literally double. That means that there's so much demand for their products as service that it just can't help but to, continue to grow its revenues. So let that one sink in. Other than that, quantum stocks, they go through a cycle of hype, right? Huge cycle, hype cycle here, huge hype cycle. And then it dies off. Nobody wants it. This is where you buy. And then if you believe this is going to get another hype cycle like it has done so already twice, go right ahead and buy RGTI. But I am telling you right now, I would recommend IonQ over RGTI. That's my opinion. You might think differently. I'll see you in the next one.